Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists. Hello, I'm Dango Rose, and this is the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening.
And I'm Cynthia Davis. In this week's episode, we visit with visual artist Jessica Moon. Jessica tells us how she uses nature as her muse and conservation in her medium.
We hear this week's music mentions from Jamie Lammers, along with a quick interview about what's happening this month at the Jamestown Mercantile. Next, special correspondent Maryann Rosen will share a story about the history of Earth Day and the importance behind this worldwide day of earthen understanding. Cynthia will then speak with the Wild Bear Nature Center to talk about their plans for this year's annual Earth Day celebration planned for our entire mountain community.
And for our final segment, Dango interviews brewmaster Zach of Howlin Wind Brewery in Rollinsville. They have a music legacy series planned for April 22nd that will focus on the heritage of the Colorado Mountain Sound.
But first, some news from your neighborhood.
The Gilpin County Slash site will be open for season Wednesday, April 26th. All Gilpin County residents participating in fire mitigation will be able to use the Slash site at no charge, but will need to provide proof of residency.
Coming soon to the Nederland Middle Senior High School Auditorium is the school performance of the classic musical Footloose, based on the original screenplay by Dean Pitchford and directed by Elizabeth Evans. Performances are scheduled from April 13th through April 22nd, and tickets are on sale now. Visit the NMSH website for more information at neh.bvsd.org. This
year's Youth Art Show winners have been announced. Congratulations to Tori Turner, winner of the Digital Art category, Penelope Turner, winner of the Fine Art category, and Lucas Schall's winner of the Photography category. Special thanks goes out to our sponsors, Brightwood Music and the Peak to Peak Chamber of Commerce, for making this such a great experience for everyone. Find out who won in the People's Choice Awards and more online at themountaineer.com and in the April 13th edition of the Mountaineer newspaper.
The Mountaineer News team is currently assembling our Mother's Day Appreciation issue out on May 11th. Anyone hosting events or offering products and services geared towards celebrating Mom, be sure and contact info@themountaineer.com. We have special rates for ads and plenty of space to thank your mothers for all the years of unconditional love.
Read more local news and feature stories in print and online at themountaineer.com.
And that's it for this week's news briefs. If you have something to share, you can send requests for submission to info@themountaineer.com. As long as it meets our community standards, we'll be sure to include it in a future episode. Brightwood Music has been serving the Peak to Peak region and beyond since opening in 2008. The full-service music store offers new and used instruments and will even repair the ones you've got. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook at Brightwood Music. Brightwood Music is the best music store with altitude across the Peak to Peak.
For our lead story, we recently spoke with nature-inspired visual artist Jessica Moon. Jessica, can you share a little history behind what has inspired your earth and animal-focused art?
I've always loved being outside and being outdoors, and I've always had a love for animals even since I was little, like I think most kids do. And then I started portraying endangered animals in a kind of a whimsical style with painting. And I did a whole series of that, and that kind of took off. And then I just was inspired by that and have kept going with that theme of whether it be endangered species or climate change or just habitats being altered and kind of disappearing as well.
You use a lot of unexpected items and found objects in your work. Can you tell us how that started to develop?
I guess I was painting for a while, and then I got a little tired of painting. I kind of hit a wall, and then I decided to take a sculpture workshop, and I was at Anderson Ranch Art Center that's based out of Snowmass Village. And the sculpture workshop just sparked my interest in using reclaimed materials. So then shortly after that, I did an art residency there for about 6 months and spent the winter up there and found some bike inner tubes in a closet. And being a cyclist, those just sparked my interest. So I just started playing around with the inner tubes and cutting them up in different configurations and adhering them to the wall. And then that led to some smaller pieces, but then a big art installation I did that was at the Boulder Museum of Contemporary Art, where I had cut up 10,000, I estimate it to be, punctured bike inner tubes and transformed the upper gallery space into this altered environment that it almost looked kind of organic in nature, but smelled like a bike shop. And so it was very tactile, and it just attracted all people's senses. And then I recycled that project into another installation that was at the Longmont Museum. But then at the same time, working with the bike inner tubes, I also started to integrate using plastic bags and created these inflatables, usually of animals. And I just recently started doing some more abstract forms. I did a collaboration project with a friend of mine to create inflatables that went into his wood pieces. Using those found objects, I started using discarded papers and got into collage, and mixed media, which I'm currently doing now. And I'm kind of taking that into a larger format by doing murals that have kind of like a large collage element into it, using wheat paste and like a heavy gloss gel medium to make it more permanent.
And your art sends an obvious message to consumers about waste, and one that can also be overwhelming for some when it's really put into perspective.
It is overwhelming, that feeling of like, well, I mean, sure, I recycle a plastic bottle, and then that plastic bottle might not even become recyclable because a lot of the recycles get contaminated, so they end up taking it to the landfill. And even like when you're recycling, like those plastic bags, drops of deposit you see in the grocery stores, I think someone put a microchip in one of the plastic bags to see where it went. And it was amazing that it ended up going across the ocean somewhere in Europe and then was transported by truck to like the Middle East and then ended up in the end being put in landfill. So I think a lot of the time we think we can buy this, we can recycle it. A lot of the time it's not even getting recycled.
And you mentioned how important it is to you that your art conveys that message along with being informative.
I think any way you can get your message across if you're environmentally conscious, whether it be like through music or writing or speaking, acting, I think the arts can play a big part in changing people's perceptions of how to care for the environment or what's at stake.
Jessica, can you also tell our listeners how they can keep updated on any future shows or works available?
My website is jessicamoonart.com. And my current work is, I usually put a lot on Instagram, which is at jessicamoon.art. Those are the two spots you can see my work.
And if you would, you have a mural in downtown Boulder that includes a sort of virtual layer. Tell us where it is and how people can activate that additional feature.
Yeah, so the mural that I did that's down on Pearl Street on the 1600 block, it's activated by augmented reality. And so if you download and open the art, it's Artivive app. It's ARTIV as in Victor IVE. You can capture the entire mural on your device, and then you can use a camera to access the digital layer on your camera, on your phone.
Thank you, Jessica. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us, and we look forward to seeing more art and many more creations to come.
And now we go to correspondent Jamie Lammers for this week's Music Mentions, followed by a special addendum about the new happenings this month at the Jamestown Mercantile.
And now for this week's Music Mentions. Head to the Canyon Tavern located at 32138 Highway 72 in Coal Creek Canyon on Saturday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. to see Jordan Huey performing live. Head to the Covered Wagon located at 15 East 1st Street in Netherland to check out a karaoke night every Thursday at 7 p.m. Head to Howlin Wind Brewing on 51A Main Street in Rollinsville on Saturday, April 22nd for the Snow on the Pines event. First, at 2 p.m., the Steepland String Band will be performing. Then, at 6 p.m., the Dakota Gray Band will be performing. And finally, at 9 p.m., the Howlin Band will be performing live. Head to the Jamestown Mercantile located at 108 Main Street in Jamestown on Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. to see the J. Stott Duo performing live, and on Friday, April 21st at 7 p.m. to see the Seeing Stars Band performing live. Every Saturday at 5 p.m., Knotted Root Brewing hosts the Brewers Dozen featuring Kings of Prussia and Friends. Every Sunday at 4 p.m., they host Jazz Sundays with Black Dog and Friends. Be sure to head to 250 North Caribou Street in Netherland to check these events out for yourself. The Millsite Inn hosts an open jam every Saturday at 6 p.m. Head to 44365 Highway 72 in Ward to check it out for yourself. Head to 121 North Jefferson Street in Netherland where the Ned's Cafe is located to check out a Dam Jam every Thursday at 10 p.m. and a karaoke night every Sunday at 7 p.m. And finally, head to the Very Nice Brewing Company located at 20 East Lakeview Drive number 112 in Netherland to check out Celtic Music with the Gale on Thursday, April 20th at 6 p.m., Adam Hunt on Friday, April 21st at 6 p.m., and C.P. Meyer on Saturday, April 22nd at 5 p.m. Did we miss you or your performance? Want to submit your music listing in the Peak to Peak area? Do you have updates to your business or to your performances? Please call 303-810-5409 or email info@themountaineer.com to be included in the next print edition or the next podcast of The Mountain Ear. This week, I caught up with Kurt O'Derrigan from the Jamestown Mercantile. They've recently added a movie night to their calendar, but first, he tells us a little about their ongoing open mic night.
Yeah, we've been doing open mics since I've lived here over 15 years or something. So we get pretty much the same crowd a bunch and random people showing up.
And how did the idea to start a movie night happen?
We just started that this winter when it was nice and lazy, slow in there. We just pop on a movie, and now picking up a little bit. But I say you put on some music and taking requests, let people pick out what kind of show they want.
Is there any sort of theme to what you play?
No, we've just been showing live concerts off of YouTube for the past couple months, and if someone wants something, they'll tell me the week before or whatever, and I'll just put it in there.
So it seems the vibe of both events is to go with the flow and just let things develop as they will.
Well, yeah, open mic all the time. We get people just start playing. If there's enough good people, we just kind of let them go. It's supposed to end at like 9 o'clock. Let it go till 10:30 if we can.
And what element of both events do you think keeps people coming back week after week?
Movie nights and music nights. I'd say just a place for people to come and hang out.
Thank you so much, Kurt. We hear a lot of great things about what's happening up there in Jamestown, and everyone definitely appreciates having a music-friendly place to go. You can read more information about the Merc in our April 13th edition of the Mountaineer newspaper. Also, you can find the Jamestown Mercantile online through Facebook or by visiting jamestownmercantile.com.
Thank you, Jamie. Now let's drop in with special correspondent Maryann Rosen, who shares with us a unique take on Earth Day and our earthen understanding.
Mother Earth is the personification of a nurturing and life-giving force. She provides us with all that we need to lead a happy, healthy, and long life. Who among us does not enjoy feeling her earth beneath our feet, hearing the breeze rustle through the trees, playing in her waters, or enjoying the mountains, creeks, lakes, or oceans? Because of this, we as a people should honor and respect her. Earth Day reminds us to do just that, as well as to remember that our planet is an amazing place, but it needs our help. But when and how did Earth Day begin? One cannot talk about the creation of Earth Day without mentioning Rachel Carson. Carson was a marine biologist, environmentalist, conservationist, and writer whose book, Silent Spring, published in 1962, is credited with advancing the global environmental movement. Her book created awareness of environmental issues among the general population. Her belief that many problems on this earth were due to synthetic pesticides resulted in a reversal of the national pesticide policy and a ban on DDT and other pesticides. This was a move fiercely opposed by chemical companies. However, it inspired a grassroots environmental movement. This grassroots movement went a long way towards creating the Clean Air Act in 1963. In 1969, in large part due to this movement and to a massive oil spill off of the coast of California, Senator Gaylord Nelson created Earth Day as a way to force this issue onto the national agenda. The first Earth Day occurred on April 22, 1970. It was organized on college campuses as a national demonstration to raise awareness of environmental issues. These demonstrations and the awareness raised helped result in the creation of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1970, and also resulted that same year in the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, an organization which was formed to protect people and the environment from significant health risks and to research, develop, and enforce environmental regulations. The Clean Water Act followed in 1972. By 1990, the celebration had grown to an international event celebrated in 141 countries. In 2009, Earth Day was renamed by the United Nations to the International Mother Earth Day. This year, because Mother Earth is clearly urging a call to action, think increases in wildfires, hurricanes, heat records, and oceans full of plastic and with human influence largely to blame for harming our planet, the theme is invest in our planet. Its goal is to engage governments, businesses, institutions, and citizens to do their part, for everyone to join together to be accountable for the planet's health. We all need to remember that ecosystems support all life on Earth, and the healthier the ecosystems, the healthier the planet and its people. So as this International Mother Earth Day on April 22nd approaches, remember then and every day to do our part, to conserve energy at home, to recycle clothing and electronics, give your car a break, reduce paper waste, reduce water usage and chemical usage, buy local, plant a tree, grow from seeds, follow the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, and honor and respect Mother Earth as she nurtures us.
Okay, folks, it's the Bizarre Cat Bazaar call to action for vendors, artists, musicians, and merrymakers. If you want to be a part of this exciting new event taking place in the heart of Netherlands, go to thebizarrecatbazaar.com. That's with both bazaars, a cat in the middle and a .com.
Now we hear from Michelle Witt with the Wild Bear Nature Center. She talks to Cynthia about the annual celebration they have been hosting in Netherlands for the past 19 years.
Hi, Michelle, and thank you for taking the time out to speak with us today. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be on today. My name is Michelle Whitty. I'm the Nature Education Director for the nonprofit nature center, Wild Bear Nature Center in Nederland, Colorado, who's hosting our annual Wild Earth Day celebration on Saturday, April 22nd this year.
So go ahead and tell us what y'all have planned.
Oh, so much. It's going to be super fun. This is an annual event that's been taking place for the past 19 years. And it's a real community event. It's free to everyone. It's zero waste, and a great place to just have fun and learn about climate action and what we can do locally to address the issues that we're having in our ecosystems and around the planet. And so the main events are from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our nature center right in downtown Nederland. We're going to have a lot of interactive partner booths. Friends from Leave No Trace are visiting, Right Relationship Boulder, Nederland Sustainability Advisory Board, and many more partners are all coming with activities and different things for kids and people of all ages to learn and engage with. There's also prizes involved. If they complete their bingo sheet and learn something from each station, everybody gets a prize at the end of the day before they leave. We're also having some great animal ambassadors visit us during the day from 12 to 3 p.m. We have an amazing partner. Their organization is another nonprofit called Nature's Educators. We're having 7 different animals come visit. So, we're having a Eurasian eagle owl, a cane toad, bark scorpion, tarantula, and a king snake, and all sorts of other animals to learn about and learn how we can be better friends to our wildlife in both locally and in our travels. We're also having live music, which is going to be super fun. It's a local trio called the Piney Top Players. They're going to play from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Nature Center, and they're going to just play different tunes, folk, R&B, all kinds of different genres, and kind of take us through a journey of different timeless tunes is kind of how they're describing it. So we're really excited to invite them in to entertain us for the day as well.
And is this an event mostly geared towards kids?
Great question. We have something for everyone in this event. So it's great for families, but it's also great for friends who are in their 30s or 40s that want to just have a day out and come hang out and learn and get engaged. Definitely all the music is going to be great for all ages. The partner booths it's not just activities that are suited for kids, but ways for adults to really learn how to maybe make their home more climate and eco-friendly, tips and tricks of organizations they can volunteer for or get involved in, or future events that are fun to do as a community that are adult-focused. We're really curating it for it to be great for anybody at any age and at any stage of their learning or relationship with the planet.
Michelle, where's the best place for people to find out more about the event?
That would be our website. It's just wildbear.org, and right at the top we have a program and events in our calendar. You would click on the Wild Earth Day, and the website has everything you need to know about it. We also have all of this information posted on our Facebook page of Wild Bear Nature Center under our Wild Earth Day event. So whether you want to go on social media or visit wildbear.org, those are 2 great places to learn more about the event and get involved.
Thank you, Michelle. And just one more time, for anyone needing more information, be sure to visit wildbear.org.
And all that is left is snow on the pines. And all that is left is snow on the pines.
And that was a piece of Snow on the Pines from local legends Yonder Mountain String Band. The Howlin Wind Brewery will be holding a one-day music gathering with the namesake of this favorite song of Jeff Austin's this coming Saturday, April 22nd.
Hey, Zach, thank you for joining us. Can you please start out by introducing yourself for our listeners?
So my name is Zach Delashmet. I am one of the owners of Howlin Wind. I brew most of the beer and put together like a decent amount of the events, along with a lot of help from Melissa.
So the name of the series is clearly a tribute to Yonder Mountain String Band, and especially reminiscent of their days with Jeff Austin.
Jeff Austin is no longer with us, but definitely played a huge part in I guess, I don't know, our musical journey or what, however you want to see that. And so, yeah, this is kind of like an event that is celebrating what he's given to so many people. I suppose what has inspired it, firstly, is a lot of the reason why I found myself in the Netherlands area was the music scene. I was following around bands like Leftover Salmon and String Cheese and Yonder before I moved here. And then it was kind of like awe-inspiring to all of a sudden see these people who I kind of idolized just like at the grocery store, and realizing that they're just like normal humans, but contributing so much to this larger scene all across the country. And yeah, so the music has kind of changed a lot, maybe since COVID, maybe since the demographic of Netherlands has changed a little bit. And so we're trying to, even though the stage stop is not actively functioning, we are trying to kind of like host things that definitely help us to, I don't know if it's relive or just kind of pay homage to what that building has provided for so many years, which is tons of intimate shows with these like amazing musicians.
So tell us a little bit about the lineup that you put together for Snow on the Pines.
A mixture of people who have been inspired by all of this kind of music and have started their own bands. Dakota Gray Band and Seaplan String Band, they're both very local and good friends, and definitely Jeff was like a huge influence in their world. And then we paired that with some of the guys who knew him and played with him. So some of the Shanty Groove folks, and yeah, just various other kind of bands. So it's definitely a mix of like what has come before and what is here now.
Will people need to buy tickets for the event?
So this is the first year doing it, and we are not going to be ticketing this event. So it should be free to the public, and it's good to tip the band.
So how can people find out more about set times and who's playing?
We have a Facebook event. It will be posted on our Instagram, and our website has just a little thing in the events page, which is howlinwindbrewing.com.
Thank you, Zach. It definitely sounds like a good time and a great way to honor the music of yesterday while encouraging people to keep making music for tomorrow.
Bring them to the people, desperation, sense of fear, howling like a lion till the road beyond here, and all that is left is snow.
That concludes this week's episode of the Mountain Air Podcast, where everybody's listening.
Visit our website at www.themountaineer.com to read more information about today's guests. Pick up a copy of this week's print edition of The Mountaineer at newsstands all across the Peak to Peak. I'm Dango Rose.
And I'm Cynthia Davis. Thank you for listening.
Every day is a better day in Netherlands.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.